Oh man, I really got to remember that to mute the desktop sound when I have the starting soon scene up. I tend to accidentally cough into the mic and deafen anybody that was tuning in right out of the gate. Fortunately, there's not a whole lot of that, so that's good. I am late. I meant to do this an hour and a half ago, and crap happens. So, also mind the mess behind me. I am rearranging the streaming area. So, yeah. That being said, I'm going to do something a little new today. Although it's not new to me, the music production, the streaming is a little new. So I have some neat ideas, and you got the little visualization down there. And what should happen is you should get a nifty little graphic, and you can kind of follow along and watch what I'm doing. I will try to comment here and there, but I tried this during a Halloween stream that I had planned, but it was kind of ill-fated, destined to fail, unfortunately. I didn't have enough time to plan it due to I had another job at that point. So this time I've planned it a little bit better, but at the same time, I'm going to try not to make the same mistakes I made during that Halloween stream. During the Halloween stream, I kind of did a similar thing where I was producing music, and that was that. So the song I got in front of us right now is fairly untouched right out of the gate. I've put together this very short beat, but for the most part, apparently another reason I was kind of late, all my settings got wiped from Streamlabs somehow. So the default, I'm assuming that's the default follower sound effect. Yes. Thanks for following, by the way. But yeah, so that's also kind of nice. Anyways, I'm determined to do this thing because I've been planning on doing it for a while. The song, what I'm aiming for is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, the video game, got announced day before yesterday, I think. And I'm a huge fan of that franchise and that whole setting, the world of darkness, just dark and gritty, like vampire, werewolf, all that stuff. I'm a nerd, what can I say? But anyways, I love that setting, and several of my past songs have been kind of set in that world. So I thought it would be kind of in honor of that amazing announcement and that amazing trailer they released with it. I thought I would make a song kind of set in that same vein. Get it? Yeah. Okay. That's the only attempt at humor, I promise, for today. You still got tomorrow. So the idea is that I'll do, if all works out properly, I'll do a stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Today's Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday will be a music stream. And then after the stream, I'm going to try to do it for about 2 hours. And then after that, we'll play some Division 2, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to try not to talk a whole lot when I do this, just because I need to kind of focus on this. But if you have any questions, I will do my best to periodically keep an eye on chat. And we will, I'll make sure that we do have a dialogue. Also, one other thing. There are many ways to skin a cat with music production. I don't know all of the methods. I don't know all of the tricks that there are out there. And any good musician will tell you that. You're never going to stop learning. So if you see me do something the wrong way, just know there is no wrong way as long as the music sounds good when it's done. So that being said, We'll see if we can make something neat. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the mic, put it off to the side, and we'll make a song. Hopefully, we'll see. I guess there's no real point in me putting the mic off to the side if I'm just going to have to continuously put it back in front of me. So I've got this, pretty sure I can... No. Crap. Okay, so I'm actually showing the actual program, FL Studios, not the Windows proper, so you're not going to be able to see the actual window I'm pulling up. But, so I'm a huge industrial music fan, and with industrial they have, for whatever reason, a hard-on for making samples of, like, from movies or things of that nature. So I'm going to be, come hell or high water, I'm going to implement a audio file from the game Bloodlines, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. That's a very convoluted name for a game, but I do love it. So, where the hell did it go? It would just vanish, wouldn't it? So things like this.
I'm terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her designs, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again.
I mean, it's just an example, but the game itself has all those audio files, conversation files between you and the, the wide array of characters within the game. All those responses and all those audio files are just MP3s.
Everybody
awesome.
comes in here's got to have a short house rules. Inhibition's the first thing to go. 2 more of these and you'll be telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. I am your beat priestess, and it's time to confess.
I can't remember the voice actress that did that voice. It's the same actress that did the twins, I believe. For some reason, I wanted to say Jennifer Hell, but I don't think that's right.
Oh, I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us.
Okay, so we'll find a place to work that in. That's not really important, but I'm wanting to implement something like that. So, the idea here... Let's look at this real quick, because I'm wanting to make sure I like the tempo we have set. It's not too loud, is it? No. Okay. Alright. So, kind of like a machine, like a press, that, whoops. I'm not going to use those particular sound effects, but again, working out the tempo. Because if you start off with the wrong tempo, it just kind of throws everything else out of whack. So we got that figured out, which is important. 130 beats per minute. It's pretty run of the mill. Gonna find... Whoops. sure it's not deafening everybody by checking the volume levels. Okay, so let me open up a nifty little ambient file that I made. Used a while ago. Yeah, you can't even see me browsing the files, so I'm sure that's somewhat confusing if you're just now joining us. I'm trying to find a particular audio file. Not what I'm wanting. Earth. That's the exact same thing I already just clicked. I have two of the exact same files on here. That makes loads of sense. Let's see. I will probably come back to use that at some point during this song. Okay. So, fun fact, if you're a musician and you're into using different kinds of samples, NASA actually released like a very large free to use zip folder, I think it was, of or zip file of different like sounds that they've picked up, from space. Like you got Mercury, just the radio waves and stuff that they've picked up. So you got just all sorts of weird crap like this, which that's not it. So that's, I don't know why the hell that's there. This.
3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you want to hear weird crap like that, but Mercury. Maybe this. Well, the thing I'm thinking of has all sorts of bizarre sound effects that are really hard to actually explain, just because they're like radio frequencies, from space. Well, shit. What I'm wanting is a it's like an old factory ambient thing I had set up. This is probably one of those things I should have gotten beforehand. All right, screw it. So we're gonna basically just assume that I eventually do figure out where the hell that file went. So it'll start off about like right there. one. I do enjoy making like industrial music with like just metallic sounding effects and stuff like that, but this is kind of supposed to invoke a image of like a, you know, dark night in the rain in the middle of a city, not a necessarily an industrial complex. So that kind of makes me have to use something different here. Sounds like it's off beat wise. It's kind of weird. Increase the BPM a little bit. You're going to hear a whole bunch of me fiddling around with different sound effects and different notes. So if that drives you crazy, then probably might want to just bail now. It is what it is, folks. I'm sure that there are professionals out there that can do it differently. What do you want? So this is actually, just in case anybody wants to know, this is something from SoundIron. It is a library on Kontakt called Shudder. And it's not the largest library I have, but it's pretty big, but it's got just all sorts of really creepy sound effects and ambient effects and things like that. So if that's the kind of stuff you like working on, then check it out. It was pretty cheap. Okay, SoundIron, money please. Just kidding. I'm no way sponsored by anybody. I have a really horrible habit of trying to speed through things. And that can very quickly become an absolute nightmare when it comes to organization. So I figured, what better time to actually try to do better than on this stream. So we'll see how long that lasts. I'm not really sure how long I can keep that up. I kind of like that. Another thing I'm trying to work on, at least if nothing else, just for this, but it's generally good advice, is to try to like limit how much how many tools you have access to, because I have like a insane amount of VST instruments and sound libraries through Contact and things like that, and you can get lost in that, but you can also start to really just make a mess and not really go anywhere with the song. So Zoog from the band Angel Spit, a guy that I admire greatly and I've gotten to know pretty well, that was one of his first bits of advice, was to just try to limit what you can actually or what you're going to actually use for a particular song. So that's something that I don't always do a good job about that, but it's, an admirable goal all the same. I like having things with very little release, because then you can make it like, you can do all sorts of nifty tricks. If you have a really high release, you don't have as much control over the sound effect. But yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm liking this though, actually. Something else that I absolutely love. A love? That's not a word, is it? I love it so much that I can't find it. Whoops. Nexus can be used, Nexus 2, rather, can be used for damn near anything. Like, it is popular for a reason, even though some people like to bash the hell out of it. But I have a whole bunch of uses for it, but there's a drum kit library that I got, or expansion, whatever the hell they call it, that I got for it a while ago, that I just adore. I'm not sure how long it takes people, like guys like Deadmau5 and stuff like that, to come up or to find the right sound effects that they're looking for, or the right sound that they're looking for a particular part of a song. But that's not gonna work. I don't like that as much as I liked it a moment ago. The that bit. I like where that's going. Just just not from that particular kit. Gonna go back to Juggernaut here. It gives me a little bit more control over over the effects, or the sound rather. Why the hell is that darker? Ah. that's working. Some of that sounds cool, but that's not even remotely close to what I'm thinking of in my head. One of the best tricks you can ever learn, and this probably is the same for any DAW or DAW, is to learn all the like mouse and keyboard hotkeys. Like you right click this twice so you can just instantly jump to that versus having to go up here and fiddle with this crap. But like how to zoom in quickly with your mouse on a particular key, Control V, paste, which is kind of run the mill, but actually, but little things like that will just make everything so much easier for you. And if anyone ever tells you that FL Studio is not a real DAW, or it's not, that it's complete garbage, find someone else to get advice from, because that's the best advice, or the best answer to that question, like which is the best DAW. It's the best answer to that question is it's the one that you can use to its fullest, easily. So the one that you can accomplish the best quality of work the quickest, versus taking ages to do something because you're completely unfamiliar. Like if I were to try to use, I don't know, pick one of the billions there are today, and instead of FL Studio, it just would not function that well. That's kind of in the direction I'm thinking. I'm not sure. Once you get the basic beat down, everything else kind of falls in place. Like you can come up with the hook and stuff, but if your beat sucks, and this is like for metal too, which is, I do metal and rock and a little bit of everything, but if you can't get your beat down, then it's kind of hard to do the rest of the song. Kit. Where's it at? Thanks for watching. If you're just now stopping by, appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully this ends up being a productive stream and not just a total shit show, because sometimes it just doesn't happen. This is what I want. Nope. We're getting there. It's just not where I want it for a foundation. This is kind of cheating too, because this is like something that's already had effects and all that crap run through it. Sounds cool, but if I want to do anything to it, like change the note by 1, but still keep the same effect, I can't really do it that effectively. So I kind of like the general idea of this, but this is not really. Yeah. And that doesn't fit at all. Good old FPC. Kind of ear piercing too. What the hell? I think I have too many drum samples. Just saying. Change the name back. Whoops. There used to be a way to to speed up how quickly it resets back to, like right now if I hit this. So when it starts again, it has to go back up. And I can't remember how I keep it from doing that. But remember when I said there was several ways to skin a cat with music? Worst case scenario, you can always just literally record a sample of that if you absolutely have to. I'm not really sold on it yet, so there's no point in really going and recording a sample though. And this, that's kind of drowning everything out. I got another idea. This is a fun little toy. Not sure if it's gonna really do anything special here though. By itself, that sounds neat, but I don't know that's going to work necessarily with what the overall track. That actually kind of worked a little bit better than I thought it would. is not working out. Meant to be a Final Fantasy. The hell did I hit? I don't think it's that. Well, that was weird. sounds neat, but that's just not really what I'm going for again. Icebox 777 was taken. I like that name. Thanks for following. I appreciate it. I've got, sorry, I'm just now noticing your message. I have Yummy Vapors Shaka in there. And I also have a little bit of, I tend to like mix them. But sweet and sour apple peach. The name of the company I think is Sweet and Sour. And the actual flavor is apple peach sour. I'm not sure why it says sour because it's not really sour. But I absolutely, like, adore the hell out of that stuff. And it tastes great. Thanks for saying that, by the way, because I hate vaping on stream because I'm not one of those folks that thinks it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love vaping. But I don't turn it in, I'm not one of those guys that likes to turn it into a sport. And if you do, that's fine. You know, to each their own. But, you know, there's always that one streamer that vapes because he thinks it's somehow edgy in 2019. I don't get that. Fun fact, though, or not really fact, tidbit. My wife and I literally got told, because she vapes as well, and we literally got told yesterday by a lady that smokes that her doctor told her not to vape because of popcorn lung. Which I could go on a freaking hour-long tangent about that, but the doctor was literally, because she was saying, I'm going to quit smoking and vape, because it's a shit ton healthier for you. Yeah, the doctor basically got her not to freaking quit smoking, because of vaping, popcorn lung, whatever. I don't know, I'm going on a tangent, but I just thought that was insane. And my wife was very proud of me because I did not say a damn thing. I did not get into a rant because that just pissed me off. I was like, that doctor got someone basically to stay on cigarettes, which just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. So, taking a very short break here. Not really a break, but just a moment to say something. The song's not going to be done in one sitting, first of all. I know there are some truly talented musicians out there that can just knock them out daily, which, good on you. Right now I'm trying to get the foundation of the song done. Last several songs I've done, I've been incredibly proud of. So, yeah, it's just about getting like the friggin' foundation down. If you try to bum rush through it and, you know, make something very quickly, it can oftentimes turn into absolute garbage. But yeah, right now working on the foundation to kind of get an idea of what I really want the song to be. As I said at the beginning of the stream, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is kind of like the mental theme that I've got going on when I'm making this. Because each song I make, I try to have like an idea in my head, like an image of what this would fit with. Or if I'm working for a client that wants it for a movie or indie game, a lot of times they'll say, here's what the scene looks like, and, you know, make something to go with that. So I'm going with like a dark and brooding vampire thing. This is more of like a dark, it seems like this song's direction is kind of going into more of the oh god, do you remember Blade, the movie? Like how they had those badass like vampire clubs? And there's one in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines as well, and I can't remember the name of it. It's a church that they had converted into a vampire club. And I think that this song is kind of going in that direction, where it's going to be more of almost like a club track instead of a riff heavy, I don't know, industrial track. It could still veer into another direction. That's kind of why I love music so much, because anytime I'm like, I'm going to go in this direction and just something cool happens, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going in the complete opposite direction now. But I do have my guitar and my bass, so if it ends up needing to kind of speed up the tempo and go into a little bit more like heavy riff stuff, then that's what I'm going to do with it. So, yeah, let's continue. doesn't work nearly as well on a higher note, unfortunately. If you ever get the opportunity to get it, I highly recommend Massive. It's a great little program. Solo Man, thank you for following me. I appreciate it, man. Sometimes making a song can turn into trying to cram a square peg into a circular hole. I can't help but feel that that's what I'm trying to do with this little hook. So this happens quite frequently when I'm making a song, where I will play with an instrument and completely like shift into a different direction. So what I'm going to save this as something different. And we might come back to it. Then I'm going to save this new one. That's something different as well. We're going to ditch all that crap because it just isn't working. We're not going to make mediocrity. As frustrating as it can be to have to just delete crap, fortunately I'm not even that far into it, so it's not that big of a deal, really. If there was to be a toolbox that allowed you to just do nothing but kind of cheese it, it would be Easy Mix. I absolutely adore Easy Mix, but at the same time, it is a terrible idea to get like too dependent on it, because it has some really neat like guitar simulator, cabinet simulators, and just basically if you want to plug your guitar in and instantly have a setup that Devin Townsend uses or something like that. Like I have one of his library, or I guess I don't know if it setting libraries. I don't know what you would call it actually. It's a great little program, but at the same time, you're basically cheesing it. You're not making your own sound or your own effects, your effect chain. You're just kind of using a preset, which again, for some things is fine, but you can't really sit there and go, I made that at the end of the day. So it just really is not a good idea to get too dependent on it. That being said, I had something I was wanting to play with this real quick. It was a better idea in my head. So like when I was mentioning cheating, like you could technically use like as your beat, but at the end of the day you didn't make that, so it's kind of like, can you use it legally? Then yeah, of course, but I don't know, you shouldn't get used to using pre-made loops and stuff of that nature if you can help it. It's terrible. Alright, so this is the point where I save, work on that, and go back to what I was doing, because this has kind of hit a dead end. And I will probably go back to that in a bit. Maybe not today. The dance club motif that I've got in my head might Might work out. I tip my hat to the musicians that can just, here's exactly what I'm thinking and exactly what I want to do, and it's going to come out exactly like that. But I was sort of reassured, or at least I felt a little bit better when I was watching a Trent Reznor interview in which he was referring to like basically the same damn thing, where he's like, half the stuff is just happy accidents that you eventually kind of shuffle into a nifty song. So I'm not saying it's all accidents. I'm just saying you got to find that foundation and then build on that. And the foundation sometimes can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to make. But like, I think this is at least kind of heading in the right direction. Needs to be added. Needs a bass roll going in the background. Sorry, I think I'm probably a little quiet. Now I'm gonna try to think of a which one of these sound files I want to use.
Listen, you're young and naive, so I'll offer you this chance one more time. Continued existence versus a beautiful sunrise. I'd give it serious consideration. You're new to this, aren't you? Were you trying to dominate me just now? That was so stupid it was almost cute. Almost.
I've got a club to run, so I'll be blunt. I refuse to fuck that fat misogynistic old man one more time to hold on to the club. So I need someone to eliminate him. Do this, and I'll make you a silent partner.
Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers. So long as our business doesn't go sour, my word is gold. Incompetence I can forgive, somewhat. Threats, on the other hand, I do not tolerate. If you want to stay in my good graces, if you want to accomplish this goal of finding tongue, I suggest you do what I ask. Don't you think I'm aware of that? This is my city. I know everything that goes on, from borders to beach. But listen to me, fledgling. If you want to please your prince, you'll do what I ask. I'll make it easy this time. I'm terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her designs, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Drop by. We'll take care of this tongue business.
Everybody comes in here's got to have a shot. House rules. Inhibition's the first thing to go. 2 more of these and you'll be telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. I am your beat priestess, and it's time to confess.
I like that one.
Oh, I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us.
And that one.
Listen, you're young and naive, so I'll offer you this... Oh, I forgot. You're still new to this.
We'll try both. Let's see.
New to this. Allow me to... Yes, go...
Damn, that's loud.
Allow me to break you in. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies...
That was loud. Fuck. Sorry.
I forgot.
I'm just afraid to hit it this time.
I forgot.
Why is that cranked up to 11? That just doesn't make sense.
I forgot. You're still new to this. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes. I forgot. You're still new to this. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to... I forgot. You're still new to this. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to... I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. You're still new to this. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to... I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes. I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes.
I don't like bugs, and I just had a fucking spider on my arm. Oh, Christ.
I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes.
Shit.
Yes, go. Other things. Yes, go.
I'm not sure if this will work or not.
Allow me to break you in. 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 Yes, ghosts exist. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Allow me to break you in. Ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies. Ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies. Ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies. Ghosts exist. Ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us. Allow me to break you in. 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 Yes, ghosts exist.
Everybody comes in here's have a short house rules.
Allow me to.
Dirtiest story.
Allow me to break.
The first thing to go. Dirtiest stories.
Things I've never seen.
Everybody comes in here's got to have a short house rules. Inhibition's the first thing to go. 2 more of these and you'll be telling me you're not. Inhibition's the first thing to go. Inhibition's the first thing to go. 2 more of these.
She says that line too quickly to begin with, which isn't really helping anything here. This may not work. But you gotta try to find out.
Inhibition's the first thing to go. 2 more of these and you'll be telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. I am your beat priestess, and it's time to confess. Telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. Telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. Telling me your nastiest, dirtiest stories. 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 Dirtiest stories. Dirtiest stories. I am dirtiest stories. I am your beat priestess, and it's time to confess.
Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the.
I am your beat priestess.
Allow me to. Yes, ghosts exist. Ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us. Allow me to break you in. Ghosts exist. Allow me to break you in. 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 Allow me to break you in.
So currently I'm loading an older project that I wasn't that far into it, but I ended up having to work on a client's project and kind of put it off to the side. If I can find it, it actually might be perfect for what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm having a writer's block moment for whatever reason. It happens, unfortunately. It usually doesn't take so long. 25 viewers, having a lovely case of writer's block with 25 viewers. That's pretty cool. I hope everybody's doing all right today. In a moment, I want to find this project that I'm talking about, but in a moment I'm going to play either Grand Theft Auto 5, stream either Grand Theft Auto 5 online, GTA Online, or The Division 2. I'm freaking addicted to that game. It is crazy good. Let's see which project this was. This was a empty project, which is always helpful. and deafening. I'm sorry for that. Just a moment. All right, I think this is it. timing sounds off. Like just by a hair. jumbled mess that needs to be fixed. I have 21 viewers right now. Any of you willing to give a opinion? This is in no way close to being a finished song, but I'm curious how atrocious it is. I don't know if anybody's able or willing to talk. It's very frustrating when you kind of hit a block wall mentally on a song. It's why you don't continue to do it, because you can just sometimes make a song even worse by like trying to make it happen right then and there. Yeah, it was frustrating. I like the core beat. I like actually quite a lot. Okay. So, I may even stream tomorrow doing this because I don't know that I want to do it every other day. I don't know. You kind of start to forget where you were trying to go with a song if you take too long of a break between each session. So, one way or another, I'm going to be on tomorrow morning at the usual time, 9, unless I have another string of bad luck like I did this morning. That being said, I'm going to stream for a bit. I don't know. I'll flip a coin. It's either going to be Grand Theft Auto Online or The Division 2. I think part of the reason I'm having a really hard time creatively right now is I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, and that is the dumbest freaking thing you can do if you're trying to make anything. Again, I tip my hats to the people that can go on that kind of sleep and still function, but right now I'm happy to be able to put together some words. Anyways, this was not nearly as god-awful as the last stream back in Halloween that I did. So, yes. If you've watched during any of this, I do appreciate you, truly. Yeah, it's frustrating. I want something to be amazing, and sometimes it's just not there when you're, when you decide to call it for the session. So I like the little graphic thing I did in the background there, and I think the stream itself turned out to be okay. It was just late by an hour and a half, and when I finally did start to stream, I had a few writer's block moments. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and thank you. I had about, how many followers do we have? I think I had some bits. I'm not sure if those are old bits or new bits. I gotta really get on top of the whole, keeping an eye on that. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 followers. So you guys and gals are all awesome. Stay tuned. Here in a few minutes, I'll like I said, I'll flip a coin. Or I have 29 viewers within the next 10 seconds. If either if any of you recommend Grand Theft Auto Online or The Division 2, which one? If anybody says anything, I will stream that one. 30 viewers. Grand Theft Auto Online or The Division 2? Go. I'll flip a coin since I have a very shy audience of 34 people. The number keeps going up and down. So, thanks for watching. Grand Theft Auto Online or The Division 2. Nobody seems to have an opinion, so I will I'll stream either one of those. I'll probably do this again tomorrow. The way I look at it, the more I stream, it's different when you got like people watching you. I don't know how to describe it, but when you're making music and you don't have anyone around, then you're not really judging as hard. Judging your own stuff is hard, I think. But when you got a bunch of people watching, it's kind of a bunch of people by my standards. I don't. Yeah, I'm rambling. I appreciate y'all watching. The Division 2 will likely be what I play. So, thanks everyone. Appreciate you.